Hello, everyone. Welcome to Indie Game Club, coming to you from beautiful Charlotte, North Carolina, streaming live on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. We really appreciate you taking the time to join us this week. If you are not familiar with Indie Game Club, or this is your first time tuning in, we really appreciate it. Indie Game Club is a weekly show. What we do is 2 shows a week. On Mondays, today, we play through the games of the week. So we feature a group of indie games, in this case 4 indie games. And then on Thursday, we have a live show where we have a number of guests discuss the games together. So it's kind of like a book club, but for indie games. So hopefully you enjoy indie games as much as we do, and hopefully you'll get a chance to discover a lot of different new experiences and join us for some really intellectual, spirited conversation. So we appreciate that. If you aren't familiar with Potions and Pixels, we are a nonprofit organization based out of Charlotte, North Carolina. We utilize games to create social impact. So as I said, Indie Game Club is one of our shows that we're streaming. This is sponsored by Lowe's, and we really appreciate their support. They're supporting a lot of our educational and social activities as part of a program to fight against, during these times, as we practice social distancing, let's make sure we're fighting against social isolation, and let's come together. So we really appreciate their support. We also do a whole host of activities every week. In fact, we do 8 activities a week. Thank you. Oh, hey, we got an awesome game developer liking the stream. Hey, Matthew, how are you? We're going to have to feature one of your games on here sometime soon. I saw one of yours in the bundle. That's coming up. Let's talk about that soon. We have other activities as well. Hopefully you got a chance last week to check us out for Black Voices in Gaming. We had an amazing discussion with these awesome guests you see here. If you missed that conversation, it's okay. We have that archived on our Facebook page, YouTube, and I think it's still on Twitch for the moment. But these conversations keep on happening every Tuesday, so we're really excited that tomorrow we will be bringing you Women in Gaming. We're really excited about this. This is with 4 guests from the Athena Alliance CLT Gaming Goddesses, so we're incredibly excited to have them with us on our show tomorrow. So tune in tomorrow, 7 p.m. That's going to be on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube as well. And then in 2 weeks, we're going to have a conversation called Custom Game Controller. So this is, going to be a live online discussion where we're going to have these 4 individuals you see here talking all about the art and technology behind custom game controllers, as well as the personal stories behind them, how these guys got involved in this area. They'll be showing off some of their controllers as well. Really looking forward to that. Then we will have an episode called Games to the Rescue. This is really exciting. Many people might have not been aware of this, but games are currently being used to try to fight coronavirus. So this is really exciting. There's crowdsourced efforts to have people use their gaming abilities, their puzzle-solving abilities to essentially try to find solutions to coronavirus. So we have 3 doctors you can see there who also enjoy games and are going to be going through that with us as well. And then once we go into September, we will be launching the conversation Hispanic Voices in Gaming with Julio Nazario, who is an amazing game designer, board game designer based here in North Carolina. You can catch his latest game that you see pictured there in the background called Control, and that you can buy that at Target right now, actually. So it's a great game to play with the family during this time. So please check that out. Of course, also on Wednesdays, we have online Wednesdays and Saturdays, I should say. We have online game night. This is every Wednesday and Saturday in our Discord. Please join that if you haven't done so already. We play video games, we play board games. We have a large community that's down to play everything. So you name it, there's probably someone playing it. Also on Wednesday's interesting because Wednesday and Saturday we actually have 2 events each of those nights. And so Wednesday is also going to be the first session of Smash and Learn. What this is part of the Potions and Pixels online league. our online league we've launched last week, and the goal here is to, in this case, we're focusing on Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And I should say this, I want to reiterate this to everyone out there. This is a free league, totally free to participate. You can drop in and drop out in terms of, if you can't make a week, that sort of thing. And it is designed for all skill levels in mind. I know a lot of times you hear that, and that just means all skill levels are welcome, but it wasn't designed for them in mind. This is designed for all skill levels in mind. And this is a perfect program right here because this showcases it's called Smash and Learn because you play Smash and you learn things. So Yoel Kid, staff member of Potions and Pixels, also known as Winter Soul, he will be teaching fundamentals of Smash and bringing on guests as well to discuss different characters, to discuss different levels. And in this case, this first episode, he's going to be doing a deep dive into Mario. Okay, I see Tony there, our guest on Thursday, is training for Smash right now while watching Twitch. I love it. I love it. Can't wait to see you in there. Part of the league, what's exciting about that is we will have a rank system, and you might be intimidated. I know you hear that. You say, "Oh, a ranked system. Oh, I don't want to rank low." It can be intimidating. But the whole thing we're doing, why we want to have a ranked system, is to allow you to play against people of your skill level. So I know you have probably been there before, just like me, where you enter a tournament and the best player in the state or region shows up and just sweeps the board and you're essentially just subsidizing that player. Well, in this case, we're dividing people based on skill level, so you really have an opportunity to grow as a player and play against people of a similar skill level. And so with that said, we're also going to be having King of the Ring on Fridays. This is essentially like a scrimmage and an opportunity to practice with players in the league. So join us, please, for that. That's this Friday at 6 p.m. And finally, this Saturday will be our first placement tournament. Again, this is free entry. We're going to have at least a $50 prize pool. Totally free. You got nothing to lose, and this helps place you in the league. If you want to sign up for the league, please do it now. potionsandpixels.com/league. It has all the information there. If you're a parent or a guardian and want to sign up your kids as well, there's information about that. It's really easy to do so, and we think you're going to have a great time. Okay, so you all came here for Indie Game Club, so let's jump back to Indie Game Club. Again, Mondays and Thursdays. I like to say this at the top of each show. The first rule of Indie Game Club is you gotta talk about Indie Game Club. Hopefully somebody else catches my corny Fight Club reference there. But we need your help spreading the word on this. If you know other people who enjoy indie games, please spread the word. I know you guys all have Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, all that stuff. If you're not subscribed, liking, following us already, please do so. You can do that right now. Click like, click share. It definitely helps a lot. So let's look at the games we have lined up for this week. We got 4 games for you lined up. So the first game we have here is the Night Fisherman. This is about a 10 or 15 minute long game, so it's not a long experience. And then we'll be following that up with the Outcast Lovers, which is a sequel just released by the same developers. You may notice the same art style. Then we're going to be going into SYSCRUSHER, an FPS that Rock Paper Shotgun, one of the writers there, said one of the best FPS experiences they've had all year. And then finally, we'll be rounding it all off with Minit, which is a game you've probably heard about. It's been out for several years now. It's essentially kind of a top-down Zelda-ish game where you only have you play the game at a minute at a time. So at the end of each minute, you essentially restart the game to an extent, but all of the major progress you did, so the environmental progress you did, if you picked up an item or you chopped down a tree, for example, that will remain. So slowly but surely, 1 minute at a time, you'll be able to make progress. And I see Evan in the chat also giving a heart sign over to SYSCRUSHER. I know he's going to be one of the guests on Thursday, so I'm assuming, Evan, you've played it and enjoyed it. That is a lot of fun. So without further ado, I think we're going to go ahead and jump on over to our first game, which again is the Night Fisherman. So I'm going to go ahead, and if you just give me a moment here, I'm going to get this started. Okay, here we go. So as you can see, it's short game by default and Shard, and sound by Richard Campbell. I saw all those developers there like and share some of our stuff when they saw that this was on the show. So very much appreciate their support. We're looking forward to playing your game. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I don't know where the internet is on this issue, so before we get started right here, I know a lot of streamers tend to like read the whole thing out. I did that on the last game for, last stream we had on Mortician's Tale, and there was a lot of reading there. So I'm just going to rather take this slow, or unless in the comments you tell me you would prefer to have me read it, but right now I'm just going to take it slow so you can read as well. You know what, I may adjust the camera here, just because... for you all to see the action in place. Let me try this right here and see if this works better for you guys. Okay, so here we go. Night Fisherman. Okay. I'm going to give you all a little time to read this. So I'm going to go a little slower here. So you're a night fisherman. Use the power of reading rainbow. Okay, Tony, you convinced me. I just needed one comment. All right, so you're a night fisherman. You see a boat approaching in the distance. So after stowing your flashlight, you reach over the side of the boat and collect a palmful of water. You throw it over your face, washing the night's stresses away. You pick up your rod and open your bait pouch. So we have a choice here to hook a live maggot or toss boiled bait in the water. Okay, let's do this. Toss boiled bait in the water. You let the maggots be. Instead, you toss a handful of smelly boiled bait into the sea and cast your line. So this is the boat we saw from the distance here. The man in the other boat has a thin strap across his body. Okay, arrow keys here. On the back, you can see the protruding stock of a shotgun. Oh, okay, this is cool. So you can get different camera angles of the action here. Hey, Amar, I see you. Another one of our guests for Thursday. Thanks for jumping in here. All right, well, this is pretty intimidating to see the shotgun on him here. Churchill. Hello, sir. I'm Churchill with the EPG. Fisherman says hello. I'm checking in with all vessels in the area. I'm wondering if you wouldn't mind lending me a lighter. Mine must have gone overboard. So we got one option here. I guess we're a nice guy. Of course. You toss the lighter to the other boat. Thank you, sir. You are Mr. Gardner, are you not? That'll be me. The other man lights his cigarette and pockets your lighter. Uh-oh. You steal a glance around your boat. And you know who I am? What I do? I like this camera angle. Maybe we can keep it. This is pretty tense when we're here. I do. Then please tell me, what is it that I do? You find immigrants. Oh, that's the choice. Sorry. You find immigrants or stay silent. Okay. So this is about as much as I knew about the game going into it, because I wanted to go in blind, that this does deal with issues of immigration, so very curious about this here. I'm going to stay silent. You don't answer the question. No need to be shy, Mr. Gardner. It's a long night and I'm starved for conversation. Indulge me. There is a wrong answer, Tony says. Uh-oh. Okay. It's a long night and I'm starved for conversation. Indulge me. I guess this is our only choice here. You stop smuggling. You consider for a moment as Churchill's eyes fix on you. I'll change this angle. I like this whole idea of being able to change the angles as you play. You consider for a moment as Churchill's eyes fix on you. You're part of the English Protection Group. You stop smugglers from bringing immigrants into England. Bingo, that's the job Mr. F has given us, indeed. It's my duty to sail about, checking every boat out here, checking the caves. Our leader doesn't want any immigrants slipping through the net. It's good speaking to you, Mr. Churchill, but how am I able to help? Ah, I'm sure you can't. I'm told you're an upstanding man, Mr. Gardner. But perhaps you can help me another way. You must hear gossip, perhaps from Mrs. Gardner? Have you heard anything about the smugglers? Ah. You reach down, grab a tin of cheap Shandy Bass beer. I heard. They moved further north as an option, or you spooked them. They stopped. It's interesting not knowing what our character knows in this case. Let's say this. Let's say we spooked them and that they stopped. Just a rumor, mind you, but they stopped operating. Apparently they got scared of the EPG, spooked into hiding, so they let their French counterparts know to not use this area anymore. Ah, shame. So the cowards ran back to their mother skirts. No fun. The man sighs into his cigarette as you drink your watery lager. I don't think we can change the angles here. Oh boy. Oh, I'm just seeing. It looks like a child. Well, in that case, there's nothing more for me to do here. My work is done. Sorry to have troubled you. Not at all, sir. I welcome distraction. Churchill drops his shoulders. He's at ease now. His threatening presence is dissipating. Churchill turns his hand to his boat, readying himself to leave. Caught anything tonight? Not much luck tonight, no. Nor me. You know what they call me in the lefty papers? He hovers for your answer. Wow. Kid Fisher, or I don't pay attention. I'm going to say I don't pay attention in this case. I don't pay attention to things like that. No, of course, but you've heard it surely. You know of the name. Aye. Then please, what is it? The dark masks the sweat on your brow. The Kid Fisher. You're apprehensive, unsure how he'll react. They call you the Kid Fisher. Yes, a name I've well earned. He's focused on you again now, no longer leaving. They call me this because I'm the best at fishing immigrants out of this channel before they reach shore, and because they say I cast them back out to water. It's not a perfect metaphor. Here's a better one. The animal that best embodies the character of an Englishman is naturally the lion. We are proud, stubborn, often uninterested in menial labor, but so powerful that others will do it for us. So most of the EPG will hunt in places which could hide a lion. They check sturdy shipping containers and yachts. But illegal immigrants are pigeons, not lions. They swarm in great number, attracted to urban places, roost anywhere they can, and most importantly, we don't like them. Wow. Now, pigeons are really no different than the beloved jay, but we malign the pigeon, consider them dirty vermin. It's difficult to be a pigeon. Mr. Gardner, I'm the best at catching them because I know what tremendous feats human beings are capable of once they abandon dignity. You listen in silence. Anyway. I assume you won't mind if I enjoy a tipple? Go ahead. The other man pulls an elegant bottle out of his jacket pocket. The blue glass is artfully blown to appear as if thorny rose stems are wrapped around it. The bottle is capped with a cast metal stopper in the shape of a rose. He removes it and drinks from the bottle. Sapphire rose. There's no better scotch. Shh. I'm going to have to inspect your boat. But when people cooperate with me, they are not punished. Wow, this is really well written, and really they did a good job with how tense it is here. In fact, they are given safe passage home to their beloved ones, and no charges are brought. Do you understand? Fisherman. Aye. The Kid Fisher's face becomes deadly serious. You're transporting an illegal immigrant, aren't you? You consider for a second, and that very consideration gives you away. There's nothing for it now. Aye. They're hiding underneath that tarpaulin behind you, aren't they? Tears mixed with the sea spray and sweat dripping into the boat. Aye. I will now throw you a line, move far away from the tarpaulin, and get ready to swim. The rope attached to the larger vessel lands at the fore of the boat, away from the tarp. Follow his instructions. Go to the buoy. I feel like we have to go to the buoy in this case. You kneel by the tarp. Take the boy's hand in your own. His confused eyes cut at you. I'm sorry, lad. Churchill takes another sip of Sapphire Rose, stoppers it, and places it back inside his coat. Such a shame, Mr. Gardner. You could have taken the rope and been dropped safely home. I'll send my regards to your wife. Rule Britannia. The fisherman's boat flips, the hull partly shattered. For a few seconds, Churchill watches the water, weapon at the ready. The boy resurfaces, gasping, air misted with the fisherman's blood. Churchill lines up his final shot, then relaxes the gun with an ecstatic grin. Laughing, he turns to his vessel and readies it to sail on. I hope we meet again. Goodbye, little one. Watching the boat leave, the boy begins weakly to swim. Wow. So as you can see here, okay, and I see Tony. Yeah, you got the same ending, huh? Yeah, I'm curious about multiple endings here. And as you can see here at the end screen, that these developers, Far Few Giants, 2 developers and a sound designer, as far as I can tell from the little background research I was able to look into. They're designing one short narrative game a month, and the next game we're going to be playing is linked directly to this one. So we're looking forward to trying that one and seeing how they relate to one another, and again discussing those on Thursday. All right, I'm going to pull that one out now. Oh, okay, Tony. Yeah, I'm assuming you've played them both now at this point. Yeah, it wasn't immediately apparent to me that were kind of sequels to one another, but I know that seems. Stupid bastard was drunk cycling again at high speed. What's the story? So he swerves his bike off Promenade Hill for some reason, hits the seawall dead on. He's flung over the handlebars right into the high tide. Oh shit. Yep, flew straight in, knocked his head on a rock, almost drowned. Damn, is he alright? He was. When he got to the hospital on the mainland, they checked his records. Turns out he was German, no visa. Doctors called immigration, but the EPG got him first. Now he's gone. No. Hippocratic oath? More like hypocrite oath. Hola, look out. Holy fuck. No spinal trauma, I think. Oh god. Why was he on the road? Help me get him in the fucking car, Ola. You are Ola, a retired cartoonist. You watch the boy set down his knife and fork, the plate in front of him emptied. He draws his arms back inside the blanket, given to him by Mary, your partner. He takes a few glances around your cluttered home, then seems to lose focus, staring idly forwards, lost in thoughts. You feel terrible about hitting him with your car. Looking at these camera angles here. What What are you thinking? You sigh. I should have been paying attention. His fault for wandering into the road. I'll say I should have been paying attention. But it seems like he was in a bad way even before we hit him. I hope we can help. Mary gives you a soft, compassionate look. It's okay, babe. We only gave him a few contusions, a glancing bump. It's the hypothermia that's the real problem. Well, that and the fact that he might be concussed. That's true, he must have fallen out of one of the smugglers' boats. He's lucky I'm a doctor. Hypothermia is easy to miss. Kid, drink your tea. The boy doesn't respond. Ola, do something. The concussion. He's got to stay awake. He looks blankly at you. You lean in towards him. Try to bribe him with sweets or communicate with gestures. I might try to, as a parent, this route often works. So let's see if this will work here. Do we have any sweets, Mary? Mary reaches into a pocket and pulls out a roll of Werther's Originals. What white nonsense is this? They remind me of my grandfather. They're relaxing. Mary passes you the butterscotch caramels. You unwrap one with disdain, then point at the tea. Drink some tea and you can have this delicious sweet, little man. The boy looks at the sweet, then back into his lap, uninterested. Fucking Werther's, Mary, honestly. More for me. Mary flashes her eyes at you, plucks the caramel from your hand, and eats it. After a moment's pause, you decide to keep the light mood rolling. So picture this. You're in a bar and in walks an EPG member, a politician, Oh my fucking Christ. Don't bring those racist bastards up. We're already having enough of a hard time this evening. It's insane they even factor into this shit. The English Protection Group are violent vigilantes, not an official national force. How are they tolerated? It makes no sense. But immigration enforcement just allow it. They allow dickhead armed thugs to do their job for them. Then whatever leftover migrants the EPG passes them, they just take into custody. Fucking half a job. And even then, I read the other day, they're just held in immigration enforcement facilities for God knows how long, until they decide to deport them. Half of them don't even end up in the right country. Mary looks at the boy. If he went into their care now, he'd not come out until they deem him an adult, at which point they'd ship him off to fucking wherever. How did it get to this? Mary falls quiet, having run out of steam. I was just trying to tell a joke, man. Sheesh. You both laugh and the tension dissipates. You check on the boy. He seems oddly unfazed by Mary's diatribe. I'm sorry, love. Go on, then. Tell your joke. Uh-oh. You see the light in the background there. Don't feel like it now. No, come on. I'm sorry. Please. The moment's passed. Hola. Fine. Tell the joke about the bar. Tell a different joke. Oh. Since we haven't heard either joke, let's just go with this one here. So you're in a bar. In walks an EPG shitbag, a politician, and a man who's been kicked in the head by a horse. Barkeeper says, "On your own today, Mr. Prime Minister?" You both giggle like much younger women, and surprisingly, the boy is also laughing. That's it. On your own today, Mr. Prime Minister? Does he understand? The boy's laughter fades away, and yours follows. Can you understand us, little guy? Not if you understand. His gaze returns to his lap, unresponsive again. Sigh, what are we going to do with him? I don't know why I just read the sigh part. I don't know. He walked straight out of the ocean in the middle of the night with no English, a handful of European coins in his pocket, and nobody else around. I'm pretty sure we're right to avoid the hospital and the EPG. Yes, but we should take him to the police. It's not as if the kid's gonna press charges for the fender bender. You and me are all clear. The facilities aren't so bad. They'd keep him safe from the EPG once he's in the system. For now, he'd be there a long while, and who knows what nut job will have in office next. Well, yeah, assuming nothing too drastic changes, he'd be safe though. Behind bars? This isn't like you, Mary. Where's the woman who thinks doctors who ring immigration are hypocrites? This is a child, Ola. He's too fragile to go his own way. If we take him directly to the police, we can at least make sure he's provided for and safe. What other choice do we have? Look online for strangers who might take him in? Ola gestures around the room. Oh boy. So I really like this approach of... I'd love to talk to the developers at some point. Maybe I can contact them and see if they'd be interested in an interview, because I absolutely love what they're going for here. This is definitely... I think I hesitate to, because I believe the term game is rather broad, and so I'm not a stickler for saying it has to have this level of interactivity or these types of elements to it. I'm going to actually keep going. I'll save my analysis for the end, because I assume those guys aren't coming in real time, but it seems like they are. Ola gestures around the room. He might like to stay here. The boy shrinks a little as both of you eye him. Ola, be serious. We don't know jack shit about kids. We made that choice 20 years ago. It's not like we can ask him, and we need to decide this as soon as possible before we're guilty of hiding a migrant. He'd be in constant danger from the EPG here. It's not like we get visitors. We live in the furthest arse end of nowhere, and we're already outcasts. This is a huge commitment you're talking about. There's a system in place for people like him to be looked after, fed, protected. Listen to yourself. The system would have him in a fluorescent lit prison with 50 other kids for years. Ola, this is a child. It's years of our life, a total overhaul of our day to day. We're getting old. But he'd be with real people, not social workers, have a family, even if not his own, or at least stay free in case his real one shows up. And in constant danger of being discovered and going to that fluorescent lit room anyway, or worse, with the two of us now in jail. You look at the boy. He looks small and a little fearful. Your raised voices seem to have put him on edge. Fine, we'll let the system deal with him. Mary, I'm begging. Handing him in is wrong. Think of the difference we can make. There's that Churchill. It looks like the same silhouette. Don't let him grow up locked away. Mary considers for a moment, then sighs. You're right. I never wanted to be a parent. Can we at least agree we'll try to find him somewhere else better suited for him to live permanently? I'm sure there's a charity somewhere, people whose life work this stuff is, who'd take him in. Okay, we can try that, but if that fails, no turning back. Mary looks at the boy and she gives in. He shouldn't grow up behind bars. Okay, we're doing this. We'll try to find somewhere better, though. Agreed. We'll try. You'll see. You'll fall in love with him. I mean, that's an interesting question there. I think it's at least worth trying to look other places, potentially, if this child has family as well. Agreed. We'll try. The house suddenly feels as if it were somehow heavier with the weight of your decision. The boy lets out a whimper. His hands go to his temples. You lean towards him. What's wrong, little guy? Did you hear? You're going to stay here for a while. He has his eyes closed and his face looks pained, as if he might start crying. He rubs at his head. I think he has a headache. The concussion? Don't let him go to sleep. Time for some bedtime music. Oh God, I suppose he has to get used to it sooner or later. You love it. I absolutely do not. Stunned by the knock at the door, you turn the music down. A voice comes through the door. Open up. This is immigration enforcement. We're searching the area and we'd like to speak with you. Mary, shit. How did they get here so fast? Fuck, we gotta hide them. Open up. Go, go, go. Where? The utility room, out the back door. Let's say in the utility room. The utility maybe. Under clothes in one of the hampers. Just go. You stand and walk to the door as Mary bundles the boy in her arms for the utility. You stop the music. Wow. Wow. I cannot wait to continue this experience. So if you know the timeline you saw there from the first game is they're releasing these once a month. It sounds like it's, as you can see here, the Night Fisherman was the first in the series, and they'll be releasing one a month. I'm definitely hooked. I'm looking forward to trying this. Let us know in the comments what you think about this type of game here. You know, it's definitely very linear with not many choices, and maybe it's not necessarily clear. Probably upon repeated playthroughs, I would actually see if your decisions actually make a difference. I'm thinking most likely not, just because obviously if they're releasing a game once a month, they have to plan. And there was no save file transfer from one game to the other, so I'm assuming each game assumes you made a certain amount of decisions. I see Tony there saying, so these two games are pretty linear, and I do believe there's only one ending, but very interesting series. Yeah, I think this is an amazing series. I think it's discussing topics that you do not see. Immigration is not exactly a topic you see covered often. I mean, of course, I think the most notable indie game being, most notable game, period, dealing with this issue is probably Papers, Please, which is a phenomenal, I mean, one of the best games out there. So if you have not played that game by Lucas Pope, definitely one to check out. I love this. Regardless, again, of how you may feel about kind of the visual novel approach and less kind of gamified elements, I think the whole idea of just being able to control the camera angle, be able to make some basic decisions, even just experiencing the dialogue there in real time, I thought was really great. I am looking forward to the next game there in that series. I will show you, I want to show everybody actually this trailer for a game that these developers are currently working on called Ring of Fire. I'm a sucker for anything that involves detectives or mystery, so this game that I'm about to show you certainly fits the bill in that regard. So I'm super excited about that. So let me toss everybody over to this trailer right here. This is Ring of Fire, by Far Few Giants. Okay, I made a mistake there. I realized, yeah, thanks, Tony. The sound was off there. So, mistakes to be made. So yeah, I was just going. Thanks, Amar. I see you there. My fault. Still, occasional missteps we'll still be doing here. But no, that game that you saw before was Ring of Fire. The first case is available on itch right now. I was mentioning that if you haven't heard about itch before, that itch.io or itch.io, depending on how you want to pronounce it. Different people say different things in that regard, but it's a great website. It's the source, I would say, for indie games. Definitely worth checking out. And so that game, let us know what you think about that game in the comments. I'm super excited about it. I love what these developers are doing. I'm definitely curious to see if we can maybe contact them and maybe potentially discuss this in a more longer format. Okay, so we are going to transition to our next game. So moving to an entirely different tone, we're going to be playing a game called SYSCRUSHER. I'm going to grab my kids for this because they were curious about checking this one out. SYSCRUSHER, as you can see right there, it's an FPS. It says, the description is, the system is corrupt, a human touch is needed. I first heard about this game because Rock Paper Shotgun, a phenomenal PC gaming website, if you're not familiar with it, also based out of the UK, which is the location of our last game developers. An individual wrote a Rock Paper Shotgun article that said, SYSCRUSHER is the most fun I've had in an FPS all year. And so, of course, if I hear an indie game is pulling off those accolades by such an amazing journalistic outlet, I definitely wanted to try it. Now, this game and the next game, I've actually played both of them and beaten them both. I know that since there's been so much interest on this game, they've actually made some adjustments. Let me see what the initial release. So it was originally published December 22nd, 2018, and I think it was just updated within the last month. So I know there's some minor changes. So if you have played this game before, I think there's a few brief changes. So I will be back in one moment. Hold right there, and I'll be grabbing my kids to join me to play SYSCRUSHER. All right, so we are back. We are about to launch. Hopefully everybody can hear us. Make sure that audio is good. We're about to launch SYSCRUSHER. I'm about to turn this on now. If you have not seen this game before, it too is available in the itch Racial Justice and Equality bundle. I'm joined here by my children. You want to say hi, both of you guys?
Hi.
This is my daughter Lake and my son Jan here. Why don't you scoot up, Jan, so you can get better on camera. All right, I'm going to start. So you can see the system is corrupt, a human touch is needed. Okay. So this is SYSCRUSHER. Okay, I'm seeing a little performance issues here. Hopefully, let me lower this volume a little bit. I think because it's actually running at such a high frame rate. Let's see. Okay, time for an operation. Crusher, don't you sleep? I haven't finished the invoice for Istanbul. Say, can't sleep. Okay, let's look. It's a contract from Format. $100,000 to destroy an admin tower. My thoughts, land on the south roof. I'll guide you to the core. Touching down. Alright. Yeah, this game unfortunately doesn't have too many graphical options for us to change, so I'm hoping we'll be able to Sorry, 1 second, folks. Okay, let's see right here. I just tested this ahead of time, and
It was just the thing. It was just charging.
okay, we seem to be getting it really choppy, unfortunately.
I can turn it
here.
off.
Do you have some stuff running right now?
Just
Here.
the TV.
Yeah, why don't we turn that
It's
off?
on, but it's paused.
Yeah, let's turn that off real quick, baby. Okay, we seem to be skipping a few frame rates right here, so if you just give us 1 second. While we do this, we might change the description on the game, see if that is on here.
TV's off.
Okay, thank you, baby.
Can you guys move so I could get
Yeah, 1 second, baby.
Okay.
Okay, jump right in here. All right, let's try this out now. I'm highlighting a door lock, destroy it. All right, it seems, is it coming through better now? Okay, I think we're good. That's it, you're in, updating waypoint. I'm sorry, folks, I don't know what's up here with the stream performance here. I'm actually gonna try to close and open this thing up one more time. Sorry, everybody, just give us 1 second here. Okay. One second, we'll be right back on here. Okay, so you guys haven't seen this game before, right?
No, I've never heard of it.
I've
Okay,
never.
so this was part of that bundle I've been telling you guys about. All right, let me skip through this part again.
So what's it about?
So I think you're essentially kind of like a paid for hire, kind of like a mercenary going in to destroy this like admin tower. I think I can skip through this part. It's a really cool game. It's like about 20-30 minutes. Alright, let me see if I can skip through. Okay, here we go. So you can see basic FPS controls, space jump, shift to concentrate. Shift essentially gives you a slow-mo, puts you in slow-mo.
Destroy it.
Yeah. Some
Make it
hiding and door
nothing.
lock. Okay. I know there were some secrets in here too, so I'm gonna try to... It's coming in so choppy. I do not know what's going on here. So you're trespassing on an admin site. Don't have patience for stealth anyway. So it has this really satisfying click sound when you hit them right in the head, if you guys hear that. Which I really like. Man, I do not get the frame rate issues here. Can somebody in the stream, if you don't mind, telling me? I think we're having some issues with the stream performance here. We literally just tested this right before we went live, and it was fine. But it seems like we are having issues here throughout. Boy. Oh, I think I know what it is. I think I just figured it out. Okay, guys.